Hello, lovely people. It's Sakino on Sunday again. This time I am sitting in my chair in my clinic, and what you see in the background is what my clients look at when I have a session. It's a very beautiful tree, and it's also a very beautiful little fairy. And they are both very important resources for me. And I always like, when I do sessions with clients, that they have something to look at and that they don't feel forced to look at me. So today I will talk about something that is very close to my heart and very dear to me, the subject, and also very delicate as a subject. It's about how can we allow the process of letting go of the past to be in the present. And it comes up very often in sessions or in groups in therapy. There is so much going around these days in terms of so-called spiritual teachers who are focusing on being in the present and letting go of the past and not thinking of the future. And that being in the present moment is the only way to be. Well, to a certain extent, this is possibly even true. Fact is, though, that in my understanding, in my own experience, in my work with clients, we as human beings have a mind that is very busy all the time. And most of the time we are busy either with the past or with the future. With the past we are busy very often with guilt feelings, with shame, or with resentments, with feelings of loss, feelings of regrets, feelings of sadness, grieving. With the future we are very often busy with anxiety, fear of what's going to come. So the being in the present issue is not as easy as it seems to be. And I myself am sometimes more often, really pissed off with all those spiritual blah blah teachers. Because, well, being in the present, just being, how can we be there and be aware of being in the present? Because when we are in the present, we are not aware of it. Basically, we are in the present. We are only aware when we are dealing with the past or with the future, then we are becoming aware that we are not in the present. However, I was talking about forgiveness some time ago and how I think about it, and that I think forgiveness or forgiving is not a value in itself, but that I think and believe and experience that what is needed in order to really live fully in the present is that we allow ourselves to feel all the emotions, all the feelings that are connected to what we have experienced in the past, especially in our childhoods, with our family of origin, with our parents, that we allow ourselves to grieve about the loss, to be angry about what happened to us, to be grateful for those things that we can be grateful for, to allow ourselves the variety of all those emotions that are there, and by that allowing ourselves to move out of the past and allow ourselves to recognize and validate and acknowledge who we have become coming from that past. And very often, many of us haven't been validated for who they were in the past. I wasn't validated for being the alive and curious and beautiful, playful little girl that I was or could have been. In fact, I was tried to be put in a frame, a very limited frame of being obedient, believing in the Catholic belief system and all that kind of things. So the alive little child that I was limited, or tried to be limited into that box that I should fit in. And of course, if that is happening in childhood, it leaves big wounds. It leaves hurts. It leaves pain, anger, shame, even guilt for not having been the child that our parents wanted us to be. And for me, to just recognize that, allow that, all those feelings to be there, is essential to move out and be the one who I am today. And dealing with all those parts in the past, in the present, doesn't mean we have to take care of them like a mother. It just means allowing them to be there. Giving them space, looking at those parts, communicating with them, telling them, wow, you are a beautiful part of me. You are a part that I maybe haven't seen before. And I see you now. And I love you just the way you are. You're beautiful. You're part of me. The 3-year-old, you're part of me now. The 10-year-old, you're part of me now. The teenager, you're part of me now. And I love you. You have a right to be there. And you make me who I am today. You are my richness. You are my precious being inside of me. And I allow you to be there. I allow you to be. I don't want to change you. So, being in the present for me is also integrating those past times and past me's that have been maybe repressed, denied, or pushed away. And then, by seeing those parts and allowing them to be, allowing all the feelings to be there, then we, at some point, we don't have to be resentful anymore for what has happened, because we have allowed the feelings to be there. And then at some point, those feelings are less strong than they used to be, less painful. Yes, what has happened in the past cannot be undone. It will always be a wound that we carry with us. But feeling the pain, allowing the pain, and also the anger, the grieving, whatever feelings are there, means those feelings, they get integrated into who we are. We are not pushing them away anymore. And with that integration, they become less dominating. And that means they're not as strong in the present as they used to be in the past. And there is another aspect that I want to mention here. It's whatever we haven't got in our childhoods. Yes, we cannot get it today anymore. And that's a process of grieving for what hasn't been. Let's say the nourishment we haven't got that we deserved. It's painful to acknowledge, yes, it really hurt. It really was bad. And when I allow myself all those feelings, then at a certain point I can let them behind me, leave them behind me, and move on. And this, to be very clear, I don't think this is an easy process. It's different for every one of us, but it's not easy. Growing up into who we are is including the pain that it takes to let go of the wishes and the hopes and the things that we deserved and didn't get. Letting go of the wish that we will get them now. And maybe if we can do that, we might at some point feel peaceful with ourselves. It also includes that what we haven't gotten in the past as children, now as adults, we can give to ourselves what we need. We can give ourselves love, care, cherish ourselves. cherish ourselves for who we are now, with all that has happened in the past that made us into who we are now. And with that said, I wish you a nourishing Sunday and a good week ahead. And I hope to see you again next Sunday.